Alright guys, bear with me. Got Braylon being the cameraman. So hopefully y'all be able to see everything we film. This is our full brake line kit minus the hydro lock portion, which like I mentioned, it will be on the way. So we're going to get all this installed. K-Series staging mounting plate with the hardware. That'll be for our shifter and for the staging handle. Beautiful billet staging handle. Got the hardware as well, and then got this little billet cleavage that'll bolt up to our master. Of course, you know we got to finish with the wheel wood. We got what?
Hey.
That's fine. The screen goes off. It's still recording. We got the wheel wood, brake master, and clutch master. So we gotta finish off with.
Cool.
Yeah, it is cool. We gotta finish with the wheel wood master for the stage and brake. It should be a fun little kit to install. And before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to Josh over at Finishing Lines. He absolutely killed it with this kit, and I can't wait to put it to use. Let's get started on this. Alright, so I got the car in the air, got it on jack stands right now. I'm going to pull all 4 of the tires and wheels off because we were going to work from the front to the back. So we're going to get the tires and wheels off, and then we'll focus on getting the dash out because we'll be starting from here in this portion. We'll knock the 2 fronts out, and then should be a fitting to go into the firewall, and that'll feed underneath. And then we'll find a place up underneath the dash to mount our proportionate valve, which we'll go ahead and move this guy over here. And then run everything back, and then get our mounting plate up, the staging brake and everything, and just work off that, and then go to the back of the car. So I'm going to get these tires and wheels off, and then focus on the dash. That should be fun. As you've seen on that time lapse, this was very time consuming, and hold on, y'all you guys look a little blurry. Maybe I'll look blurry. No, I'm still ugly. Alright, anyways, as you've seen on the time lapse, it was a very time consuming process, but the dash is out. Disregard all the wiring because everything's just pulled apart right now. Got the blower motor out, the heater core out, the EF AC delete. If anybody wants this guy, it's actually in pretty good condition. I mean, it looks exactly how I got it. Just shoot me a DM on Instagram at underdog.lifestyle. DM me on Instagram, and you can find me on Facebook, Chris Logic Simpson. or you can just comment below if any EF guys want that AC delete, little bypass tube. Just hit me up. I'll hook you up with a very, very reasonable offer. So yeah, we got all that out of the way. That's not even going to be needed anymore. The car doesn't have any heat, so we pull the heater core out, blower motor out, give us more room up here and make it a little bit lighter, less cluttered underneath the dash, so I can keep everything nice, simple, and clean. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. So we go ahead and get started on getting everything routed and mounted, and get ready to do the process of putting everything back to place. So we'll start up here at the master cylinder, get that fitting on that goes from the master to the firewall, and pretty much go from there. That shouldn't be too bad. Should be a pretty simple task. Just gotta get a place where we're gonna mount our firewall fitting. Due to the placement of the turbo, I might be able to go somewhere right in here, maybe. We'll get that part figured out. It shouldn't be too bad. It should be very simple. If anything, with the dash being out, if we gotta drill any holes and anything in the engine bay in the way because of the swap being in the car, we can always drill from the inside out. That way we got room for the drill and bit, and just pretty much go from there. So enough talking, let's get started. All right, so nobody's perfect. I actually ran into an issue. So when I ordered my clutch or my brake master from Robert with Hush Performance, I didn't realize it, but I ordered the wrong fitting size. I got the 3/8-24, and yeah, needless to say, this guy right here, which is supposed to go right off the master, it don't fit. So I contact Josh with Finishing Lines, told him I ran into an issue. It was my fault. He actually solved the issue, and he's going to be sending me a banjo style bolt, and it's going to have the dash 3 fitting coming off of it. There'll be a banjo style right here, and then he's actually going to send me another titanium bolt just like these two. So these two will actually go on to the master that goes on to the handbrake right here. That's where those two titanium bolts will go. So he's going to send me a third one to go right here with the banjo style, and then it'll have the dash 3 come off, and then we can connect our line to it, which goes to the firewall. So that's the issue where I'm at right now. I got him to send me a picture of the banjo bolt so I can get an idea of how long the threads are on the line side of it, and that way I can go ahead and base off of that and continue this video while I'm waiting on that to come in, which it'll get shipped out with my hydro lock kit tomorrow. He's already got it all packaged up, everything's ready. So while I'm waiting on all that to come in, I'll be able to continue the process as of right now and continue to that next step. So that's where I'm at now. I'm going to find my best place to route the firewall fitting, which would be this guy right here, and get that figured out, and then yeah, continue from there. So we'll see where we put it. All right, so I went ahead and made my hole, which you might be able to see right there where the light is. Right in the firewall in a good spot. And then on the inside of the car, it is right there. And that fitting. So I'm gonna get my wife to come out here and hold the fitting on the inside of the vehicle while I go ahead and put this nut on for the firewall for it to lock in place. and then we should be good from there. And then just basically run the rest of the lines throughout the car, and then get our proportional valve mounted up somewhere underneath the dash. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're slowly getting through the kit. So we got 2 hoses that go inside to the proportional valve, and these are the ones that go to the front brakes. You eating a donut?
Yeah.
So this is a longer line than this other one, and they both came in the same little package. So these are both for the fronts. One will go to the driver front, and the other one will go to the passenger front. So the way that I got my proportional valve set up right now, I just got it hanging up right here because I don't exactly know where I'm going to mount it, due to the fact that one line is longer than the other. So I'm going to try to figure out where my inlet's going to be for the wheel well lines, which are these guys right here. These will actually go into let me get my light out. These will actually go into the firewall. So you'll use this little section right here, and then once you get them mounted up, try to hold the camera and the light with one hand. So you'll actually get this guy to go into the fender well right there, and it'll go in so much to where this guy will bolt up to the rubber line that goes to the caliper. So it'll be just like that. I should be like that after the rubber line and that little washer is in place. So it'll go something like that. So once I find out the placement of this guy right here on the inside of the car, then that's when I'll determine what line I'm going to use on what side. Say if I'm going to use the shorter one on the passenger side or the longer one on the driver's side. So once I get that figured out, where the holes are going to be, get those fender well lines in place, then I'll go from there on where I'm going to mount my proportionate valve, and then based off of that, what line will go on which side. So yeah, just a little update. I don't want to keep y'all too bored with watching everything being done, so that's why I'm just pretty much doing it and updating you along the way. So hopefully I'm not boring you guys, and I'm actually kind of entertaining you guys and maybe helping some people out with the EF chassis. So yeah, still got a little ways to go, but we are making progress, and progress is better than no progress, right? So we'll keep trucking. Knocked out these wheel well fittings, which you see one is right there, and then the other guy is you might be able to see it right there beside the pedal, which is right there. So they're actually in pretty nice spots. So now I can go ahead and figure out which line is going to go where. And it's not going to be that bad, because I was expecting everything to be like over here in this corner, and then same for that side. But honestly, just to give you an idea, so we'll just set that there. So that's close to the fitting, and we got literally this much slack, and that's with the proportional valve just sitting where it's at now and not actually mounted. So I can do one or two things. I can take this guy and get ready to mount it how I want it, and move it over this way a little bit, and then run the short line on the passenger side of the car and the long line on the driver's side, which is probably what I'm going to do, due to the simple fact that we got the whole pedal assembly and everything over here. We got the steering rack, got all that, and I'll be able to finesse it through to get it out of the way of everything, so nothing gets bound up or no pedal gets pushed in and pinched the line or anything like that, because that would not be good. So we'll probably take the long line and run it to the driver's side of the car for that reason, and just run the shorter line on the passenger side. I think that would probably be my best route. So yeah, needless to say, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and figure out a place where I want to mount this proportional valve, and exactly how I'm going to angle it to make it easier on me, because this is convenient right now where it's at. Honestly, I may just leave it like that and just have this guy, because literally all I got it's just chilling on this little tab right there. So I may just let it chill right there, drill me a hole, put me a rib nut insert, and then bolt that guy down, and it should be in place. So I'll probably go that route and have, because this is the passenger front, that's the driver front, and then you got, I think it was vice versa, and that'd be passenger rear, and then passenger or driver side front. Alright, I'm sorry. Yeah, so it is passenger front, driver rear, passenger rear. So it's like vice versa. And then these two guys are supposed to come off of the master cylinder, which most masters have two different fitting ports, and mine's just got the one because we went with the Wilwood, and it's just got one fitting right on the end. So that's where this T comes into play. So you got straight to the firewall, feeds in, then tees off right here to these two lines to here. So this still gets fed like it should, and then everything just diverses from there. So it's pretty simple. I try to just like basically explain everything as I go, rather than doing the whole time lapse and everything like that, just because I'm not really pushed on time, but I kind of want to get this video out, because I've had these lines and this kit for a while, and I just pretty much want to give Josh over at Finish Line, give him his flowers, because he absolutely killed this kit. Like I couldn't have been any more happier with it. So it's not that I'm rushing it, I'm pretty much trying to get it tackled, get it done, because I got other things that are need to be done to the car, as far as parts coming in and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. So I'd say that's probably what I want to do. I want to get that mounted there, drill a hole, put a rib nut insert, and call it a day. Just mount the prop valve right there, and then just finish running the line so we can get to our mounting plate and the stage and handbrake. So yeah, looks pretty good right there. It's definitely tucked, if you ask me. So that's gonna look good. On to the next line. Alright, so I'll be 100% honest with you. The driver's side brake line was a little tricky to tuck it and get it up out of the way, and I will show you exactly why. So there's our proportion valve mounted up. Got it hung on that little hanger. Got it mounted down there. So it's nice up and tucked. That line tucked up very well. It goes all the way across that way. This back line right here goes to the driver's side, and it actually runs up over top of everything all the way back around. And as you can see, it comes right down through here, and then proceed to the next step, which will be getting the mounting plate bolted down, and then work on getting the shifter mounted up to the plate, and then getting our stage brake handle mounted up as well. plate mounted, shifter plate on top, and then the shifter box. I can honestly say this looks really good. I don't want to keep pulling it too much without any fluid in it, but right now it's just hand tight right here because I don't want to tighten this Teflon nut up. So I want to be able to just tighten it up once and be ready. So once I get my brake lines on here and stuff, then we'll be able to go and tighten everything down. So like I said, this is just hand tight as well. That's why it wiggles. But honestly, could not have been any more happy with this setup. Looks so good. It's gonna look so much better once the dash is back in it. And I can already tell right now I'm gonna have to toss this shifter and get a billet one to make it look a little bit more presentable. You can't just go with all this billet right here and not top it off with the shifter box. Alright guys, so last night I left off with running this line to the master on the staging brake, and after getting a look at it, after explaining what was going to be next with the lines that were on top of the car, I had forgot that I had this set up with the Hydro-Lock kit. So what the Hydro-Lock does is it'll mount right here on the side, and it'll allow me to use this as an e-brake to hold the car in place like I had mentioned. So this inlet goes up to off the proportioning valve to the inlet on the master. So this will go into here. The outlet will have a hard line come off of here. It'll come around into the Hydro-Lock, which will bolt up here. The hard line will come in here, and then we'll come out the back side with the lines up top, and then that will go to the rear brake system. Now, I had spoke with Josh once again this morning, and the place where I had mounted my proportional valve, I love exactly where it's mounted at. It gives it the full tuck style, and that is being mounted right here, which looks like a lot going on. He had told me, it was like, the reason why I got all this slack right here is because the proportionate valve is supposed to be a lot closer to, like, in this area, which I understand that, but I like this style right here. So even with everything tucked up like that, it honestly looks pretty good, especially with all the detailed purple in the lines. Now, I got this guy sitting right here. Everything's just hand tight right now. It's not final. But I like how this guy right here is just a straight shot to the shifter. But here's the issue. So I got this hand tight right now. Got it tucked up under here. And I am roughly, I measured last night before I went upstairs, I am roughly just short under 7 inches of this fitting, from this fitting to this T fitting. So it's about 7 inches short of reaching that. So I had contacted him this morning and asked him pretty much for a special request. And he said this line right here is 28 inches long. So with another roughly 7 inches, that'll put us at 35 inches. And of course, I don't want that much stress on the line. I want a little bit of slack, so it's not like constantly feel like it's pulling on that line.
I just don't want the stress on it. So I asked him if he can make me a 36-inch line with the same style fittings on each side, the banjo, and then the dash 3 right here. And he said he can make it work. So he's gonna make me a line for that section right there. He's gonna make me a 36-inch line. So that'll give us roughly about an inch and a quarter of slack, which is exactly what I want. So it's not constantly tugging on it. And then that'll resolve that issue. So hopefully the banjo to dash 3 conversion fitting will be here for the brake master up front, and then following behind that we got the Hydro-Lock kit to finish off this area right here. And then probably, I don't know if he's gonna be able to get that shipped out today or not with those two things, but hopefully the next day after that we'll have that 36-inch line. So that should take care of that. I could probably just finish this video out here and then wait till those parts come in, because I really can't get any further than where I'm at right now, because I'm at a stopping point for that reason. So I'm probably just gonna end this clip here and then pick back up in a few days whenever those parts come in, and then I'll be able to finish up the rest of the brake system. So yeah, we'll wait till the parts get here. All right guys, so I'm home from work, so it's still early in the morning, and we got some packages in. Of course, you already know who they're from and what they're for, since I'm opening these in this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these open. This is our Hydro-Lock kit that I was mentioning about, and also the custom length brake line that we had made, so we can keep the proportionate valve where it's at right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff opened up and get everything laid out, and then briefly go over everything with you. Alright, so I got everything out of the packages. So this is what I was mentioning. This little banjo boat to a dash 4 for up here off the master up here. So it'll actually go on here. I'm gonna have it facing that way, or actually down at an angle like that. So it'll be something like this, and then we got our nice burnt titanium bolt to go on to add a little touch to it. And then this is our extended line, 36-inch line from what I measured, and that'll go from the handbrake master right here, and then it'll go up to our T-fitting, and that'll take care of that situation. And then last but not least, we got our Hydro-Lock kit for right hand mounted. There's our hard line, there's the plate, everything else is right there. There's a little valve, so you can flip that valve and pretty much Hydro-Lock the handbrake into place, and boom, you've got an e-brake. So we'll go ahead and get all of this stuff installed and be able to finish up this brake line kit. Alright guys, so about 5 minutes to 10 minutes worth of work getting everything bolted up. So here's the final product, and I can honestly say I'm speechless. Got this beautiful titanium hardware straight to our line. Now we got that guy hooked up, and if you come into the car, Boom, son. There it is. I got plenty of slack on this line right here that we had length, so you can kind of see an idea. Now I'll be honest with you, some of y'all are probably going to catch it in the clips. I did have the fitting in the wrong spot on the handbrake master, and yeah, I fixed that. So got it here. The line runs up through here. Sorry, I got the hiccups for some odd reason. It goes here instead of here. The reason why I figured that out is because this hard line right here did not reach back here, so I knew something was off. And this little banjo fitting that he had sent me, as well as it's the same size as the one that's on the actual main master. So it was too small for this bigger, because this is 7/16 and this is a 3/8 port, and I realized that the 7/16 bolt wouldn't fit through this because this is for 3/8. So I had pulled this line off, got it hooked up here, and then that's when I proceed from here, and then got the banjo on, got this hard line on, and then here's our valve. So that'd be closed, like the e-brake's up. So I would literally pull this guy back like that and lock it, and it flips a little thing inside there. I should watch it, and it's like a little gate, and it'll close it, and then it'll hydro lock, and that'll hold the car, as I was explaining earlier. So yeah, that's it. Got everything up through here tucked up out of the way. Got the proportional valve mounted up down to the T, straight down to the handbrake master, and then it'll come through the hard line, through this bypass valve, come on down to another T, and that's what branches off these to each caliper. Now I got the lines just chilling under here because I do need to route them to where they will not be in any interference of dry shaft or axles, because that's the last thing we want is wrap a brake line around something that is constantly rotating. That would not be good. But I will get to that portion whenever we get to the calipers, pads, and rotors and all that. Now I still need to get the dash put back in the car to finalize this. Tighten everything up as far as I want as a placement. Everything's just hand tight right now. I'm gonna get everything else tightened up. Like I was showing you, this is loose. So I like how everything's at now, so I'll probably just go ahead and tighten everything up from there and call it a wrap. So the all-wheel drive hatch officially has brake lines. Good quality setup. This handbrake is gorgeous. I'm already looking at a billet shifter, just so it can go ahead and then tie in with everything else that's going on right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and go upstairs, give me some rest. Hopefully his hiccups will go away because they're driving me nuts right now. They just showed up out of nowhere. Yeah, and then come back down here later on today and get this dash put back in. But the reason why I'm not putting a dash in now in this video is because there's a couple other things that I want to knock out while the dash is out. Which would be a good time to do it. I apologize for the super long video. I'm sure this is probably going to be close to a 30-minute video. I try to keep my videos kind of short, kind of help me out with my watch time. Try to get my hours up, which will help a lot with the channel and help me grow, because that means that everybody's actually watching a good portion of the videos or watching all of them in general. So like I said, I apologize for a super long video.
hopefully it was a good video for you all. I enjoyed doing this. This is a very, very awesome kit. Once again, thank you, Josh. If you're watching this, you absolutely killed this kit. Like, I cannot be any happier. It turned out perfect. Kudos to you, man. Like, I couldn't thank you enough. Thank you for going out of your way and sending me that fitting, making me a custom length line for the proportion valve in that spot. And I'm glad you approved it was at home, the new home place for the proportion valve. I'm glad you like that. It looked good right there, so why not tweak the kit a little bit, make a longer line. That's going to do it on this video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoy it. Be sure to leave a like below, leave a comment, let me know what you think about this kit, how amazing it looks. And so yeah, next thing we should be working on is getting the car running. So pretty much sums it up. I'll catch you on the next video. I'm out. Peace. How do they say to get rid of the hiccups? You gotta hold your breath for like 30 seconds or something like that. I think they're gone.